What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the IO Interactive fantasy game. The rumor has it that they are making with Xbox Studios, and it's kind of confusing the way it was said, whether it would be an Xbox exclusive, whether they would just be publishing it, like helping them publish it. Yet again, if Microsoft/Xbox Studios is publishing it, it probably would be a Microsoft exclusive. So this came out around a day and a half ago. I wanted to bring it to you guys in this video. We just talked about yesterday a rumored Mandalorian game being in the works that potentially is Microsoft exclusive. So Xbox certainly could have a lot. It could be in 4 or 5 years that they have a lot, but it definitely sounds like they're getting their stuff together. And of course, these are always going to start console wars, and I just have to be okay with it. So I want to read over what we have heard, what we know. But before I do that, make sure if you guys haven't already, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. As you can see, we're getting so close to 50K. I really think we're going to get there faster than at least I thought. So make sure you guys are subscribed, hit the like button. And also, if you guys want to subscribe to my second channel, I've been covering a lot of the leaks that have happened over the last couple weeks on that channel as well. So if you guys feel like I missed anything, I probably didn't. I probably covered it on that channel as well. So make sure you guys check out that channel, Podcast Now Plus. Link is in the description below. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right. So this comes from Windows Central. I do believe this source, so I don't really think it's a matter of that. It just, again, is the wording, or again, like if it, I guess things can fall apart and things could happen over time. IO Interactive is working on a fantasy game with dragons. So it's a dragon-based, obviously that's, I guess, the big draw. At their new Barcelona studio, which, remember, just opened. Actually, I talked about that a few weeks ago, with a veteran staff on board. And it looks like Xbox may be assisting/publishing. Now this game is a few years out, and because it's prototyping, it could be reworked, delayed, or scrapped. But nonetheless, it's a bond. Okay. Now, yeah, that's those are things that all line up. So again, I really don't think it's I really feel like this is probably happening, right? The Barcelona team, they just kind of talked about that studio, that it's cutting edge. The studio, I don't know if I'll show you guys a picture, but I've seen a picture of what the studio looks like. It looks amazing. Okay, I don't want to necessarily work there, but definitely would like to take a visit one day, because it looks absolutely beautiful. So it looks like a great studio. It does have a lot of veteran people that are going there to make some epic stuff. And there was another, and that wasn't like a leak or anything, but people did a little bit of digging, and they found that years ago they were making a fantasy MMO, and it was called Rex Dominus. Hopefully I'm saying that right. There's probably I probably got it wrong, but they were told to put that aside to work on Hitman because it was way too ambitious at the time for IO Interactive. So they were making a fantasy game, but potentially, and they were told to put it on hold, probably because they didn't have the budget, or they couldn't sink those resources into it. And now, with Microsoft's potential help, they could be picking it back up. Now, I've seen a couple of funny things. Let me say this, okay? Let me say this. As I said in the Mandalorian one, I think this is good. Firstly, I love new games. I love games of any kind, okay? So the fact that a new game is coming, yeah, it could be 3-4 years away, but it's cool. Is it going to start a console war? Yeah, again, because now you have the Mando game, but potentially here you have a really big-time IO Interactive game to the levels of Hitman, to the levels of James Bond, that could be exclusive to Xbox. Same things as I always say with this, in the comments. Again, it's always just going to be console wars. I don't like that, but whatevs. I do think Sony fans have the right to complain, considering Microsoft fans did it for years. And then also there's obviously the point of view of looking at it as, Sony has done this in the past, so it's only fair that Microsoft does it in terms of exclusive. So however you want to think about it, I won't police you. I can't police you, and so I'm just not going to, okay? So you can think whatever you want in the comments. But what I will say is I have seen some funny stuff saying like, oh, cool, a Layer 2 or a Layer prequel. If you guys don't know what Layer is, I actually was fooled by it. Okay, I'm one of the people that was blown away massively, because I remember I don't think I had a PS3 at the time that Layer came out, but I remember IGN, I remember Greg Miller talking about it, all that good stuff, and then the game came out and it was a complete disaster. It was absolutely awful. So and that's just a joke, okay? I'm making a joke. I'm not saying that just because it's a fantasy game that has dragons, it's immediately a bad game. I don't think that's the case. But just because it's a fantasy game, and just because that it has dragons, it also doesn't mean it's immediately a good game. So people saying that there's your game of the year or whatever, think it's probably a little too early to jump the gun to go all the way there. But then also saying, oh, well, it's going to be guaranteed to be a failure, that's also jumping the gun. Again, it's big stuff. It's very clear. I think we're hearing a lot about it with Microsoft, especially like through the grapevine. Again, like we literally just talked about the Mando game. Now we hear about this. Obviously, they have Bethesda. Obviously, they're doing all this stuff. We keep hearing about them, and it seems like it's literally continued. The Kojima stuff, right, has been a thing. And Sony is a lot more quiet. And I know, even including myself, I've been worried for them. I think a lot of people have been worried in terms of like, hey, they're not really speaking. They're letting a lot of things, happen, and they're not addressing it. But they also, just show up and they do stuff. The Ratchet and Clank thing looked amazing. Returnal, I'm playing Returnal. It's my game of the year, by easily. So that game is tremendous. So it's amazing. It's again, like that's why I hate console wars. That's why I just go where the games go. So good for Microsoft, I guess, if this ends up happening. At the end of the day, again, if there's a fantasy MMO or even just a fantasy game made by IO Interactive, I mean, I'm playing it. I'm definitely playing it. I don't really care where it is. I'll find a way to play it. So just another, bookmark basically to add to this saga of the console wars. Microsoft is definitely seemingly pushing very hard. We know Sony has, even with like Final Fantasy 16 and other games. So we'll see where it all goes. Let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Would you be up for this? Do you think that this is another sign that Microsoft's doing good things? Start your console wars in the comments. I won't stop you. As always, make sure you guys are, again, subscribed. I won't stop you from the console war comments as long as you're subscribed. Subscribe, bell icon turned on. Hit the like button if you guys, again, want to subscribe to my second channel, Podcast Now Plus. Links in the description, or obviously you can just look it up on YouTube. Do a ton of stuff over there. Only one video a day, but I've covered a lot of leaks, a lot of news, a lot of rumors on that channel. I do it almost daily. So again, if there's things that maybe you think that I didn't cover and you're like, hey, Alex, why didn't you? Maybe I did. Maybe I did actually on that channel. So thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you all on the next video.